I have been sitting on some really big news and I cannot wait to share what just came in the mail. What's up guys, Caleb with Black Pearl Media here. Thank you so much for stopping into this video really quick. I just want to give you an update on the budget for the $1 to Datsun challenge, as this is a video in that series and the cash value is right here. Now, if you guys are new to this series, we are taking $1 and reinvesting it until we can buy my affordable dream car, the Datsun 240Z. And this right here is gonna help us do it. So let me just get out my trusty Black Pearl Media knife here. It's trying to track my face from behind the knife, and I think that's super cool. All right, so while I'm cutting into this, let me kind of tell you why what's in this box is so special. Now, I use an app called Whatnot to not only sell a lot of the items that we've been getting from storage units from all over the place, but to also buy. And if you saw the video from last week, we just bought $1,000 worth of watches, and I've been selling those off. So why am I telling you that? Well, I was on there the other night at like midnight, and I wasn't planning on anything. I had already blown a lot of our budget on those watches, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a break on those. Let's see how they do before I purchase any more. But because I search watches quite a bit, they come up as recommended when I open up the app. So I was like, let's go on here and see if there's anything interesting going on. And the first thing that I saw was a watch game show night. And I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. So I clicked in and I saw that the notes said you pay a certain amount of money. It was $275 and you get a spin. And what they had is they had 6 cases, 1 through 6, and each level had a different, like a handful of different watches in a different price bracket. So in the case number 1 had watches that were between $300 and $350 in value. So you're paying $275, the least you're gonna get is a $300 watch. So, you know, it's not like you're getting nothing, you're not gambling. But on the flip side, you know, you get all these different tiers, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And each one of those has like, you know, tier 2 had like $500 watches, and tier 3 had like $600 to $700 watches, and then then $1,000 to $1,200. And then case 6 had like 3 watches in it, and the most expensive watch in the lineup was $2,500. It was made of 14 karat gold, blah, blah, blah. So I'm asking questions at this point. There's only like 20 people in the live. And I'm like, yeah, how are you evaluating these? I'm new to watches. I don't know these brands. A lot of these are vintage brands that I'm just not familiar with. And people were reassuring me in the chat room that, you know, this seller was legit. He's one of the first people to sell watches on the platform whenever it came out, however long ago that was. I checked his credentials. He had sold over 1,400 items with a 5.0 rating. So everybody was like, he's legit. And the guy on the live was like, you know, if you do a spin, we'll take time. I'll, you know, explain to you your options. If you spin something high, like a 4 or 5, you could get a watch from those cases, or maybe there's enough points for you to get like, you know, 2 from the number 2 case or something. So he's like, don't worry, we'll walk you through, we'll take you through everything, we'll give you all the information, and you can make your decision. So I say, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a spin. You know, the least thing that happens is that I get, you know, I break even or I make 50 bucks or whatever it is. So I spin and I hit a 6. The whole chat went absolutely wild and I was straight up flabbergasted. So I was super, super stoked to see what my options were. But I just wanted value because I wanted to turn that $275 into the most amount of profit for this challenge and for the channel. That's cool. I just opened it. He's got a little snake in there. His username is, I think it was Venom or something like that. So shout out to Venom. Nice snake like that. I appreciate you playing, Caleb. Definitely visit my show more. This might be the biggest watch steal in Whatnot history. Guaranteed 99% of sellers would have canceled it. Keep coming back for best watches, best deals, and must-have sells. And most honest seller on Whatnot, Venom 13. So Thank you so much, Venom13. You guys should check him out on Whatnot. He did run a very clean show, and all of his pieces were stunning. So if you're into watches, go on Whatnot. You can get fantastic deals on here. Venom13 is his name. His name's Matt. So let's take a look at this watch. It's right here. My friends, I present to you the Eterna-matic Centenaire 14 karat solid gold. Now, to be honest with you, I don't know very much about this watch other than it is in very good condition. It is an automatic movement, and according to the seller, it keeps excellent time and should not need a service anytime soon. Although I am going to take this to a friend of mine who is a watch repair person, and he can give me the details on this. Now, they valued this watch at $2,500. I'm looking online, I'm seeing ranges all over the place. I have not found an exact match for this exact watch. And it seems like it seems to be that the eterna-matics that are 14 karat solid gold are going for like $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, and they're in rough shape. They're like really scratched up. A lot of them are not working, and they're not exactly this model, which leads me to believe that he's accurate in his assessment that this is worth $2,500. I might try and list it for $3,000 and see what happens. I don't have those kind of connections yet, but I'm hoping that this watch will help me build connections. So I might start it at $3,000, but I'm probably not going to stay there, and I will see what I can get for it. I'm sure I can get a good amount for it. It's just a matter of how much and who. I think it's going to take a specific buyer or someone to really fall in love with it. So my plan is to take extremely good photos of this, light this really, really well. It's a very flattering black and gold. It's just, it's a beautiful, beautiful watch. Absolutely. I got to hide my face. It still wants to track my face. Hold on. That black and gold is absolutely stunning, and I think it's really going to catch somebody's eye. It just depends on who's going to buy it. So my plan is to take extremely good photos of it, learn as much about it as possible so that I can make an extremely accurate listing and be confident with what I have here and with what it's worth. And hopefully this will be a watch where I can, you know, build relationships and build a reputation for selling and finding high quality watches. Now, this was a little bit of a fluke because obviously it was a bit of a raffle, but the more you learn about a subject, the more you can be informed to keep an eye out, to you know, make informed decisions and make a name for yourself and keep your reputation good, which is everything when it comes to watches. If you can see the sweeping of the seconds hand, the movement's fantastic. So I'm gonna set the time on this. I'm gonna wear this tomorrow and make sure it's keeping time. But I am gonna take it to a jeweler friend of mine and make sure that this is good to go. Now, on the live, he popped the back casing off, and it has the stamp that says 14 karat gold on it, and it actually gives you a weight. Now, according to the weight, just the melt value of the gold itself is $1,200. So the minimum this watch is worth is $1,200, and this is a working, beautiful condition example of this watch. I've never even heard of this brand before. That's why I was asking so many questions in the live. I wanted to make sure I wasn't, you know, being taken advantage of or anything like that. So this is really exciting. This is really good for our challenge, and I cannot wait to sell this thing and give you guys an update. And I know what some people will say, you know, keep it for yourself. This is something to commemorate this whole, no. I'm trying to get a Datsun. That's what I want. We can go ahead and move forward and purchase some sort of a cool watch or something to commemorate the completion of the challenge. And this is just part of the journey, and this is a very exciting part of the journey. So if you guys are not subscribed already, I would love for you to do so. Even if you guys are not into cars and you're into watches or anything at all, I encourage you to stick around. You know, I'm sure this is not the last bit of watches I'm going to be showcasing here. I mean, I've got a lot of really cool ones. I've been into watches for a little while, but I'm more on the newbie side of things, and I really do enjoy them. So I would love to continue expanding my knowledge on this subject. So if you guys have any information on this watch below, I would love to learn more and more about it. I'm going to be researching more and more about it. So this is just really exciting. I never really win anything like this, so this has been really cool. So shout out to Venom 13 for making this possible and running that show. That was really cool. It was a risk on his part, and he did not have to send this out, but he did send it out. He did not cancel the order, and he sent it out promptly, and I really appreciate that from him. It is a good reflection on his character, so thank you so much if you're seeing this. So now I gotta find a buyer. So here we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video.